Welcome back everyone to Lore of the Shadow, where last time we learned the true fate of Cardalon, and we must now inform Gorwyn of what happened.
I'm younger than Meneldir by some years.
Though Meneldar and I grew up in the angle of Menethiel, I did not meet him before he left us. His name was always spoken in whispers, a warning to children that not everyone should take the oath, and not everyone should swear to the life of a Dunedain. I don't mean to injure your feelings, Meneldir. What I mean is this. I expected a monster. When you came to my camp, I thought you must have been fleeing from hardship, escaping from some trouble of your own making. Such were the tales that were told in childhood. But I find instead that you're a man, not a monster, and you fight on behalf of those who cannot, willing even to return to your former kin to bring the morning, though they sting you with barbs and biting tongues. I see honor in that. But there are monsters out there, Pine Lore. Real monsters. I don't need to hear the full account of Menelder's fallen friend to know that, for I knew it already, if not its true extent or depth. Whitestalk, Tyr, and Gorthad, and there are other dangerous threats as well, spine crabine, pestilent crawlers, and the gauntmen that prowl amongst the barrows. Each troubles the Dunedain and their allies of this land. There are swords both within the keep and without that exude frightening auras of evil, and they must be collected and destroyed despite the presence of the terrible protectors. Can this all be done? So I need to defeat more whites of Tirgorthad, defeat crawlers, Kraban, and Gauntmen in Tirgorthad, and collect ancient swords amongst the ruins of Tirgorthad, and since I have 3 more Gauntmen I need to kill for the other quest, at least it will dovetail with some of it. Well, back inside. Oh, and we might as well start out with a white or two. But since I've already killed quite a number of whites and Gauntmen in here, I think I should make sure I find those swords. Since that at least be something different. Now let's see. How about you get that, and you get that, and you get a blast of lightning. By the way, thank you. Oh, you could wake him up now. You ignored me. All right. Thank you. Now we go. Is there a... No. An unpleasant weight lies heavily upon the stones beneath the towering wall. There's also a sword here. Hold on. Oh! Aglond. So apparently it's more than just a sword. It's a call to whites. Interesting. An aura of fear grips your heart as you approach the western wall, meaning there's another sword here. Alright. Auras of fear associated with these. Now I'm pretty sure I'm going to be ambushed again. Heem door. Heem at the door. Heem dead at the door. Alright. Oh. And perhaps even a broken urn. Now, where can I find the third sword? Maybe it's being held by this white? Most likely not. But smack. How about inside this place? The stench of death and decay fills your nostrils as you approach this corner. Well, something tells me I'm going to be ambushed again. Fellerod. He fell alright. Now, what do we need? We need one more sword and one more crawler or gauntlet. And I think the crawlers would be a lot easier to kill. The final sword must be somewhere near these standing... Yeah, there it is, right over there. The air beneath the stone table feels foul and stagnant. Well, what's here now? Well, oh, what a shock! I was ambushed by white! Didn't expect that at all, did I? There we go. Now, what do we need to do? We need to find the ranger. And her camp is over this... Yeah, there it is, right over there. But unfortunately, we seem to have been interrupted. Now, let's report. Those are some really creepy swords.
It is no small feat to brave the dangers of Tern Gorthard and the keep of Dol Erniel.
I'm grateful for your efforts on behalf of the Dunedain. Middledeer has shown me an account in Narndir's journal of the Grey Fear, and if what the scholars wrote is true, the creature is a spirit drawn from the pits of Angmar, bound to the body of Prince Amandir. In life he was the lord of Tirn Gorthad, and Dol Erniel was his home. Surely this site will still have some meaning to him. Does the Grey Fear remain somewhere within the keep? Or has the presence of the Witch King and his riders in black already disturbed his slumber? Well, I of course know by now that he's in the Black Grave, but that's another matter.
Those swords should be brought to Halbarad at Sand Ford. He will know how best to deal with them.
Halbarad will know how to deal with them, and when you return, perhaps we will have learned where the Grey Fear may be found. I agree with Gorwin. The creature must be somewhere within Dol Erniel. You tell Meneldir to be careful, and Nandir's journal paints a frightening and deadly account of the creature that brought forth the Cardolan and the line of the princes. I will be careful, my friend. Do not fear. I will see you when you return. And that is interesting enough to learn. Is that the little continuity issue with the clash between the epic storyline and the storyline of the region, where I already know where the Grey Fear is located, but that knowledge can't be used lest in case the character hasn't gone through that section, is only doing the epic. But I want to first go to Andrath, turn in these quests, then get to Sarnford. I have dealt with many of the Gauntmen.
Greetings.
Tell me that you're able to vanquish them? Oh, thank you! Thank you! Perhaps I'll be able to sleep at last. You're welcome. Now, what do we have here? He wanted me to kill dead, right? Yeah.
I must admit I did not expect it to return. So quickly then.
Oh, truly our progress is blessed to have had someone like you along. Yeah, I didn't expect you to return so quickly. Yes. Alright, and what do we have here? Oh yes, the standing stones. Here's the lichen.
What do you need?
I thank you. You have helped to save the lives of my companions and lengthen the lives of the stones as well. Well, it's good to help two at one time. Now, that means it's time to get to Sarnford. Greetings, Halbrad. I bring you some terrible news, and I also bring you some artifacts that need destroying.
I have not forgotten you, nor the warning you brought to us of Saruman.
Let me now put to your mind at ease. It seems that Saruman is the only of the wizards that betrayed us, and thank the powers that that is so. While you were gone, a rider came up out of the south, Gandalf the Grey, astride a mighty horse, a steed of Rohan. We spoke only briefly, but it was enough to assure me that Gandalf still aligned himself with the side of the Free Peoples. And yet, the wizard's tidings were not all rosy, for he said that the evil forces are now in motion that could threaten the peace and safety of all of Middle-earth. He could spare no more time before hurrying into the Shire in pursuit of the Nazgul that preceded me. But what brings you back to this place? The Grey Fear. These swords that you bring me will be destroyed, of course, for the runes that cover their faces are evil. But after I see that done, you must return to Dol Ernil. I, and not alone. I and several of my company will go with you. I fear that two who remained may be in great danger. Return to Gorwin's camp. Back and forth. Back and forth. Here's trouble. The camp is empty. What has happened? Where'd they go? What do you say, Halbarad?
This is what I feared.
Did some evil come to them, or did they foolishly depart in search of it? Gorwin, at least, would have the sense to remain until you returned, but Middledeer I cannot say. He has fled his duty before. Might he not do the same today? Well, it probably depends on what he thought his duty was. I suspect he may have gone in search of it, unfortunately, for him. Now, let's see what we got here. Oh, some shoes.
We have no choice now.
We have to search for Gorwin and Middledeer, and hope that we're not too late. Prepare yourself, Pinelore, and speak to me when you're ready. One way or another, this adventure nears its end. And what will we find there? Grey Fear, the Spectre of the Grey Fear.
We may already be too late. Let us hope we are not.
So we have with us Halbarad and Generic Ranger. The tracks lead into Dol Ernil, but the message I read from them is confused. I can't determine if Gorwin and Middledeer came this way in peace, or if their progress was hindered by an onslaught of foes. They were together, at least. Of that I'm certain. We must follow them. Prepare for battle, friends. Prepare for battle. Let's make sure that we are all ready. This way. Oh. Oh, well, I guess I should have expected to run into whites here. I mean, that's what's happened every time I came this way. There we go. Forward. And, oh, level, so, alright, so this is done at level 30, which is, okay, level 30 mobs, I guess that's not too bad. Considering that I'm level 29 and I've got, well, a pair of rangers here. Let's see how this works. I'm getting really close to level 30. And yeah, right. Always a little bit too late. There we go. Oh, a sentry. Even nastier than priest. There you go. Aha! Gotcha that time. And oh, one more of those things. Ah. Let's have something to nibble on before I continue. Hey, 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 wait for me! They didn't wait for me. Well, we got the sentry up there, so let's start with the sentry. Here, have a little bear nip while you're at it. And there, and good. Ooh! That was a double! Now let's continue. Ooh.
They came this way, but where then did they go?
Well, that's a good question. What is it? Oh! Trapdoor. Where does the trapdoor go? Yes? The trapdoor leads to the catacombs beneath the fortress. What do you say about that? A trapdoor leading to the catacombs? I don't think that Gorwin would follow Menodir into such a place. We must continue and search up here, but if you think there's a chance of the two of them descended into the catacombs, if that's what you believe, I will not stop you from continuing on the search. We will join you below when we have finished looking for things up here, and with fortune, we will bring you word that they have been found, and your own search in the catacombs was needless. Right.
Good luck, my friend. We will join you when we can.
There's always a point where the rangers depart and they leave you to do the adventure alone. You must search the catacombs for Menodir and Gorwin. Alone. Well, with my bear. And let's see, we might as well. Actually, this is a good time for scrolls. Scrolls. We get that up there. And good. Everything at my disposal. I'm sure I've forgotten something, but every battle I forget something somewhere. Well, maybe occasionally I come close to remembering what I need to. Now, let's see what we've got here. Deadly Tomb Protector. Ooh. That's all you're giving me? That's the Deadly Tomb Protector. Let's do something about that and make sure we're going to make it a Dead Tomb Protector. Alright, now we've got... I was hoping that was going to be a scholar item, but no, it's not. And so I guess considering the state of some of these mobs that we're facing, that a Dead Tomb Protector is a description even when they're moving around. There we go. Making sure there isn't anything there, but I think that those are empty except for the mob here, and I'm just making sure that we have a happy dungeon here. Now, how about if I just... Alright, that's a good start. There you go. And let's go. Now, let's see. This way. Ooh, another one of those deadly, soon-to-be dead tomb protectors. And can I get this one down? Ha! You didn't get your summons done! Or, assuming that's what he was going to do. I'm not sure if that one has a summons. But none of them have summonses that... Oh. More of these tomb descenders. Alright. And... nothing! Oh, Gorwin! Alright, well, I will have to... I'll speak to Gorwin in a moment as soon as I clear this place of mobs. Two at a time. Well, three at a... however many at a time. And... oh, I don't have... I'm trying to look for one of my healing spells, but... no, I don't get them yet. Well, I do have this, but I think Light of Hope can't be used on self, I believe. Oh, that's right, I do have Inner Flame. I forgot about that one. Yes, one of the most important of all the self-healing skills. Right. Now this... okay. Alright. You have found Gorwin. She's alive. Something is wrong. While you were gone, Meneldir and I passed the time in quiet conversation. Nothing seemed amiss for hours. But then, all at once, he leapt to his feet, upsetting his cup and dropping the crust of his bread in the dirt. "It is not dark enough for such creatures," he shouted, drawing the sword. "What do you see?" I asked him. But he answered me not. I don't think that he heard my words, and he had dashed away from the camp and out amongst the ruins. I gathered up my own equipment and followed him, but for the risk of being cut by one his blind swings, I dared not get too near. It is a wonder that he did not blunder into the whites and prowl into the ruins above, or perhaps it is not. They might not have understood the words that he spoke, and believed his wings were made at them. But I heard his words. He did not know where he is. He thought the throne room above was a farmhouse in the woods, and the trap door the entrance to a roof cellar. I do not know what illusory foe that he believed that he faced, but whatever form it takes, I know this: it must be the work of the Grey Fear. Yes, the Grey Fear is putting his greatest fear, his most terrible knight, along with him.
He is down here, but I know not how we might save him.
Well, we'll have to find out.
Trolls? At this time of year?
Yep, he's still remembering. Nope, not trolls. There we go. And, now let's try this one. Well, they're not too bad, it looks like. Well, now that we got 3 of us here, if you count the bear.
There is no time to waste. Slay them all.
Alright, it looks like we are going to have to slay them all. There we go. Unfortunately, Gorwin is able to survive. 3,000.
The trolls return!
I'm sure that means that the dead will be returning soon. Oh, over this way.
Neldir, awake from this.
The specters of his past hold him tightly, woman. He will never escape them.
You lie. How have you worked this evil?
Great power resides in Khandun. I was given only a part. The new Lord of Angmar possesses a good deal more.
Release him from this spell!
I will not abandon you. I will not. Release him. Only the grave can do so.
No! No!
Oops. Well, that sounds like something that... Oh, looks like we are going to be getting the dead to the left, the dead to the right. Oh. And my ill-timed movement doing all other things. Let's see, where are... Ouch, 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 ouch.
The power given to me by my master is of great use. All he asks in return is that I serve him. But I was a lord. This was to be my land. None command me. Perhaps I will take on a new form, a young form, and strong. This kingdom will be mine again, a kingdom of the dead.
Hmm. This isn't good.
Stay thy hand, creature.
You are too late.
But still, we will oppose you.
Your time will come, thin-blooded craven. The kingdom of the dead will await you.
Gorwin, are you all right?
I will live, but no, dear.
Ah, here he is. Benelder's breathing is shallow. His heart beats slow. He doesn't have much time left. There were trolls, Pinelore, like there were before. My watch, my vigil. I would not abandon these folk. Not this time. Not for my oath. For me. The creature has fled, Pinelore, and we cannot pursue it from here. But we will see its designs undone, and the schemes of its master overthrown. I swear it! For now, we will bring Menelder from this place. We will not leave him here. No, we will not. So what do we do now?
The Grey Fear has fled, but he will not abandon his hatred of this land.
When the Grey Fear reappears, whenever that may be, he must be faced again. Let us hope that there are others with your strength, and with Menelder's strength to oppose him. There was strength in Menelder I had not seen before. I will not say my people judged him too harshly. Instead, I'll say this. I know what caused him to depart the Dunedain. Did he trust you with this tale? What he let his caution wane, and the family paid for what with their lives, is a matter of great sadness. But if he spoke of his mistake to Aragorn, chieftain of the Dunedain, and he to whom he swore the oaths, he would not have hated words. He would not find reprimand or reprisal. He would find the words of support, and understanding, and perhaps tears. Menelder made a mistake, as every man and woman who walks these lands has made mistakes. Some were lesser, and some greater. But what truly matters is how they learned from these mistakes that they made. He broke his oath not on the day that his watchfulness waned, but on the day that he left us, the day that he fled from a family that would have helped him. It might have been otherwise, had he not given in to the guilt that he felt. I cannot wash away that dishonor, but so too I cannot erase the deeds that he performed on behalf of the Dunedain and the people of Cardolan in these last few days. These are all things that I will tell him now, if I could, but it's too late for such words. Before the shadow of his guilt fell upon Menelder, he was a Dunedain. A cairn of stones will be raised in Tornhad in honor of all the rangers who have died in Cardolan these past few days, and I will see that Menelder is included in this memorial. He was one of us for a time, and at the end he fought for us with courage that we could not have expected. Farewell, Menelder. Rest easy. And, here it is. Ooh, nice upgrade.
If it is true that the realm of Angmar rises again, we are about to become very busy.
We have shown the Great Fear that this land will not surrender without resistance, but it seems other dangers spring forth even now. If it is true that the realm of Angmar rises again and its new leader serves the Lord of the Nazgul, we are about to become very busy, Pinelore. This is what I think we should do. I will travel to the North Downs to see if there is any activity amongst the border with Angmar. I will go to the number of my kin to reinforce the old city of Estildine, abandoned for many years in a hidden cleft amongst the hills. If it need become thriving settlement once again and draw the eye of new foes away from the peaceful villages, well, I will make that judgment when I get there. As for you, Pinelore, you have proven yourself a friend of the Dunedain. I suggest that you aid the people of the North Downs and the Lone Lands, increasing your strength and the good that you could do for the people that dwell in these places. When you have achieved as much as you can for them, seek out the Ranger Kandite, who keeps watch in Amonsul, the old hill of Weathertop in the Lone Lands. Tell him what you have seen, and warn him of the rising dangers now that threaten Middle-earth. Go with goodwill of the Dunedain, my friend. May we meet again in happier times. And that is the end of, well, it's not the complete end of it, because you do have this thing about talking to Kandite when you hit level 32, which is only 3 levels away. But before I do that, I need to actually go into Sarkvorn and deal with this great fear once and for all, which is what we'll be doing in the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.